Luxury travel is an entire industry. I mean, it caters to travelers seeking high-end, exclusive experiences and accommodations that go beyond the typical tourist offerings. But look, don't think for 1 second that if you don't drop thousands of dollars, you can't include a little taste of luxury in your next trip. And I am here to show you how. Recently, I was watching Roshida Dowe's video on how to add more luxury into your travel. And now, if there's anyone who's going to show you how to show up, how to show out, and to really tell you if something is worth your hard-earned money, it's going to be her. I'll put a link to her video in the description below. Now, Roshida is a self-proclaimed maximalist. And that is perfectly fine. I love her for that. I am, on the other hand, I am a luxurious minimalist. Yes, I just made that term up. I'm a luxurious minimalist. So, in watching her video about how to add more luxury into your travel, I came up with my own list. Now, the main thing when it comes to luxury travel is this. Ask yourself, what does luxury travel mean to me? Not anyone else, but how do you define what are the things that would add a little bit more luxury to your type of trip and the way that you like to travel? I don't think you have to make any type of significant financial investment to have luxury in your life. But today, we're talking about travel. I'm going to give you a few tips to incorporate what we consider some luxury items, most people would consider luxury items. And then if you stay until the second half of the video, I will share low cost or even no cost ways to add luxury to your travel. You know, I always have some tips and tricks up my sleeve that I have personally used, and I'm going to include those at the end of the video. Now, let me start off by saying this. There are a few things in Roshida's video that were mentioned on her list that are also on my list, my personal list as well. I feel like those items are on my list because as a luxurious minimalist, my return on my investment has to far outweigh the cost for those items. So I'm looking at my return on my investment. How much did I spend and how much did I receive? I feel like these things that are on both of our lists are worth it. So they make my list as well. If you're like me, you probably are someone that may be in the financial independent financial independent journey, or you may be financially just wanting to spend less, which has seemed to always be my case. Or it could be like a true temporary financial constraints. Can we say downsizing and freelancing and things like that, where your cash flow may be interrupted, but that doesn't mean that you can't still incorporate luxury into your next trip. Number one on my list, top of the list, is global entry. Pretty much it's on all frequent flyer lists. Global entry gives you TSA pre-check as well. And if standing in line at the airport is not your favorite thing to do, and you know it is surely not mine, not my favorite pastime. So I think this is worth the money, and the fact that it lasts 5 years, again, fits into my luxurious minimalist travel style. It's worth the money. You get a high return on your investment. That's why it's number one on my list. Number two on my list is lounge access. I have to be honest with you. I did not see the benefit of the lounge access until I started really traveling more. It was just not on my radar. My mom gifted me a lounge access one time. And since then, I can really see the benefit in being part of these programs or even paying for a day pass. So the quality of lounges can vary. So that's one thing I would say is there's different memberships with different credit cards or programs, but look for where you're going to travel. And some of the lounges are not so great. I mean, some of them are barely like better than sitting at the gate. I'm just going to say it. Some of them are pretty sad. Some of them are pretty sad. It's the small difference between waiting at the gate and going to this lounge. So in that case, that's why it's important to know where you think you're going to travel the most. so you can get the most use. We ran into a situation where we had Priority Pass, but also American Express, and there was a new lounge at not the Milan airport, the other smaller airport in Italy. And that one with the new lounge and the way that they were set up were not allowing, I think they had switched from Priority Pass to something else. Regardless, do your due diligence, find out where you want to go, where you think you might want to be, and look at the lounges and the offerings before you pay. Now, like I said, some of the lounges, they're not worth a dime. Then there's some other ones that are really worth it, so much so that I would get a day pass to them. They're worth the daily fee. So even if you say aren't flying business class on a specific airline, if they offer a day pass to their lounge, think something like Emirates. That $100 fee may be worth it if you have a long layover because they have showers, food and drink, all that, rest, nap pods, all of those things, quiet, like peace and quiet. And if you're going to be sitting, instead of sitting at the airport, that long layover, if you're not leaving the airport, may be worth the fee. And so just consider that depending on where you are going to fly. Number 4 on my list, kind of common, you may have heard this before, which is to travel during the shoulder season. So flights and hotels are cheaper during that time. Shoulder season varies depending on what area of the world you are traveling in. So it's not high tourist season. It's kind of like right before the tourists are coming in or right after they've all pretty much left. And the way that adds a little bit more luxury to your travel is that you can get more for your money, right? So if typically you would not stay in the 5-star, but you're in the off season, shoulder season, something like that, you can probably bump yourself up a class or two with where you're staying or even your flight, things like that. So the money you were going to spend goes a lot further. Can use it for the upgrade, different places. So that's another tip. My other tip, I would say, that's pretty common, and you may have heard before, is to use points to upgrade yourself. There are 1,000 videos on YouTube on using points to upgrade your travel and get more luxury. It's not new. We're not even going to talk about it here. It is on my list. I don't use it that often, but it is something that you can add luxury travel. But, now it's time to get into the stuff that I personally use a lot more of, and it's a little bit more creative. I say, instead of, doing the last things I mentioned, you may be like, oh, Jenée, I've heard those before. I may have even used some, but, let's get a little bit more creative. Let's dig a little bit deeper so that we can add a little bit more luxury. Number 1 on my creative way to add more luxury is this. We all have started with the Airbnb, or you're getting a VRBO or something like that. If you are renting accommodations on your own, pretty common, but why not upgrade it? Book yourself a chef. This tip was given to me by my friend Angel. So I'm not taking credit for this tip because she's the one that kind of introduced that to me as a luxury add-on option, is to go ahead and book a chef. So in countries that the cost is very inexpensive, it can make you feel like royalty to have someone cook all of your meals and clean the kitchen. And or you go on excursions, and when you come back, the food is already there. Now, you don't have to do this for as an add-on for all the days if it's cost prohibitive, but what you can do is you can say, I'm going to get a chef and I'm going to decide to book it for one day or even book one special meal. It doesn't have to be your birthday or anniversary or any special occasion for you to take advantage of this. This is what I want us to get out of the mindset of there has to be a special reason for us to do these things. So if you can't book the whole trip with a chef, bring them in for a day. If you can't do a day, bring it in for a special meal. It will elevate your experience of staying in your Airbnb or in your vacation rental. My number 2 tips have to do mostly with Costco. So if you have a membership to Costco, I'm going to specifically talk about Costco. If you have Sam's, they may have something similar. You would have to check and see, but these are ways to add luxury to your travel using your big box retailer membership. If you like spa services and you want to add a little bit of like, let me get the massage, let me get the facial, let me just relax in the steam room, let me get a little bit of that on top of my vacation. Yes, I'm on vacation, but maybe I need a little bit extra care. This is where Costco can help you out. You can purchase Spa Finder gift cards at Costco. You get two $50 gift cards for $80. Then you take the gift cards. You follow me? You take the gift cards and you can stack them to get discounted spa experiences all over the world. Make sure that the spa that you're targeting does take the Spa Finder gift card. You can, and they allow stacking. So you can either call them or send them an email. Typically, I'll send an email to confirm that I can use the Spa Finder gift card. I've already checked the website, and I just want to make sure that I can stack those $50 gift cards for services, because at some places, some of those spas, you will be spending hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on spa services. Well, if for every $100 you're spending, $100 in gift card, you got them $20 off, and you can just keep stacking them. It can save you hundreds on, say, like a half day at the spa, that type of thing. Now, to go even further than that, so stay with me. You're buying the gift cards at a discount. You're going to stack the gift cards. Buy as many as you need, you stack them. And with that, you can also go on the day when the spa services are already at a discount, because Spa Finder gift cards are gift cards and they're not discounts. So if on Tuesday, everything is 20% off, or if on this particular, their low day, that's their day they do facials and you save $15. Go on that day, plus you find, you're using your Spa Finder gift cards and you're getting a lot more spa for a lot less money. You can thank me for it later. So like I said, the best thing about the Spa Finder gift card is that it's a gift card, not a discount. So besides services, you can use it for merchandise in the spa. I have used my gift cards to pay for like that $65 diamond oil, skin oil that I wanted to try, that my esthetician told me to try. And I wasn't trying to be, getting addicted to something that's $65 or trying it, and it didn't work. So that's why my gift cards came in handy. You can also use the Spa Finder gift cards at places outside of the United States. Now, they have a lot of use within the domestic US, but there are a few properties, mostly with hotels, that you will find you can use that as well. So St. Regis, Mexico City, get you some gift cards, go stay at the St. Regis and stack them cards and get some spa time. You can even go to the Marriott in Costa Rica and use them. Yes, Costa Rica. Last tip for getting spa services on a discount, and probably more well-known, is to use Groupon. Make sure you read the reviews. Make sure you look at tons of pictures of the spa so that you're getting the experience you want for a discount. But I have used Groupon and they are good. Just vet them properly. And then Travelzoo website. I've used them as well for spa deals. Theirs are really good as far as they usually, most of the deals have included stay in the hotel and get these spa add-ons. So like you pay this per night and it includes a 1-hour massage, that type of thing. All you have to do is tip the masseuse. I like doing those types of deals too. I always research to see how much would it cost if I did these things alone on my own, or just went to their website and booked. Then I'm like, okay, let me make sure it's a real deal. And I've done that for a spa in Arizona, and the spa was unbelievable. It was a great deal. So look for those if you like to add a little bit more spa. So my next tip for adding luxury to your travel is to arrive like the main character in a movie. That's right. You're the movie star, and go for the upgrade on your transportation to wherever you're going. Besides business class and first class, you can do stuff like add a helicopter transport from JFK into Manhattan. Yes, you can add those things. And yes, I may have looked into them. I may have looked into them. But remember, I'm always talking about return on investment. And for me, the price did not justify what I was getting on my investment. That would be more like an intentional spending. I meant to do it type thing. But on a regular day, this is where you can add the upgraded transportation at a discount. And this is where Costco hack number 2 comes in. So if you are not a member of any of the rewards clubs for some of these rental car agencies and things like that, then you can use Costco to get great deals on rental cars. Their rental rates already include the damage waiver. And so the prices are already competitive and really good. So it's very easy to get the upgraded version. So this is where you can I'm gonna book the BMW to do my European drive through the countryside instead of, getting the small Fiat. I'm gonna get the BMW. Or, I need this particular wine country tour to be a little bit, I'd like to take the Mercedes for that instead of the economy car. So using that, it's a better rate. And like I said, it has the damage waiver, because you have to remember, even though you can look on Priceline and other places for car rental, what I have found is by the time, I see that low rate, and then by the time I add the damage waiver and their additional fees and all of that, the rate is not as fabulous as I thought it was. It's not dirt cheap. So in that case, and then now I'm stressed because I got to add all those things, right? So I can feel comfortable on my vacation and not worry about, do I have enough insurance? And yes, you can have a credit card that includes the insurance, but I always feel like it's good to have the company's actual damage waiver, depending on how much coverage you have with your credit card and how easy it is to work with them. So Costco is the easy way for you to get that upgraded transportation and drive yourself around in luxury if you're doing any kind of road trips. So my next tip for adding luxury to your vacation is this. Look, we're going to arrive like the main character in the movie, and we're going to also treat ourselves like a movie star. How do we do that? We're going to book a personal trainer to come to our hotel and work us out. Or we're going to book a photography session, they're very common now for you to be like a celebrity, or have the makeup artist come to your room, or the nail tech come to your room, and have those services done in-house. I cannot tell you, there's an Airbnb experience for a lot of different services that you could have brought on site, or you can ask the concierge for their connections to get these services done. There is something about having services come to you instead of you having to go to them, having the masseuse come to you, right? Having your nails done without leaving your room while you sitting there drinking your mimosa. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're creating, and this is little add-ons that can add luxury while you are traveling. I feel like these, again, we wait to do these types of things in a special occasion. If you're a bridesmaid at a wedding, if you're a bride, if it's your 40th, if it's your 50th, why do we have to wait for that? We could just do it because we just happen to be in Germany and I needed my nails done. So I'm just trying to give you ideas, creative ideas to think outside of these things I can only do for myself at certain times or in certain seasons. Girl, do them all now. Do them now. My next tip is to bring less stuff on your trip. Now, I travel with less. I am, like I said, luxurious minimalist. I don't like to be lugging bags. I do not like to wait for my bags to come from being checked, those types of things. Like, ideally, I don't want any of that. I want to have my carry-on with me, and it goes everywhere I go, and I have everything I need at all times, and I'm not worried about asking for the kindness of strangers to get me up all of these cobblestone steps to my hotel, that type of thing. I pack light. I pack very much in a minimalist way with a capsule, and that is how I always travel. That being said, that's why I feel like bringing less stuff on your trip is adding luxury. At least for me, it is. So if you are going to a lot of different climates, let's say you are going to spend a large portion of your trip in places that are warm, but you're going to go to the Alps and you're going to ski for 3 or 4 days or something like that. Save yourself the hassle of trying to figure out if you need to track cat, have all of these things just for that specific weather or that specific outing, like hiking. Most of the countries, most of the excursions, you can rent the clothes that you need. Don't bring any of that stuff. I mean, unless you're going to be doing a lot of it. For myself, that would mean that I rarely travel with my hiking boots unless I'm going to be doing a ton of hiking. Instead, I have a tennis shoe that is like a hiking boot. But even if I didn't do that, I would figure out a way to rent the clothing, the additional accessories for hiking. If I didn't hike as much as I already do and didn't have the clothes, I would rent. Same thing for skiing. I definitely rent when you're going to be, like I said, small section of your trip is going to be in that weather. Just rent, girl. Don't worry about you don't have all these things. Get online, check for your size, and put it in an order. They will actually bring it to your hotel, clean and all that kind of stuff, ready for you to use. And then they pick it up when you're done from your hotel. A lot of them have like the pick up and drop off. So that's a way to add more luxury to your trip as well. And then my last tip in this section about adding things to you, adding more luxury to travel. So far, everything I've covered, you still are spending a little bit of cash, a little bit or a lot. It just depends on what you want to add. This is not the free section, but that's coming next. My next tip in this area is to book a travel agent. If you don't want to be bothered with logistics, if you want to show up and just with yourself and your clothes and have somebody tell you when to eat and where to go and things like that, and it's already taken care of, and if something changes, a flight changes, they can take care of it. Book a travel agent. It is, unless you are a person that doesn't mind taking care of the logistics, then I think that is something that adds luxury to your travel, because all you have to do is show up. I'm more likely to be the person that handles all the logistics. So for me, it would be considered a luxury for me to show up on a trip and have everything taken care of. And I didn't have to think about anything except how good the food was and how beautiful my room is. Now, I told you in the second half of my video, I would give you ways to add luxury to your travel, and it doesn't cost a dime. If you like what you are hearing and you are learning how to upgrade your life and keep your finances in check, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I cover different aspects of lifestyle upgrades after the age of 40. Come back, keep getting new content and inspiration on and action steps every week on how to upgrade your life. Let's get back to keeping your money and adding luxury. Number one on my list is luxury house sitting, which I do, and it gives me luxury accommodations, usually a pool, typically a housekeeper, a Peloton bike, those types of things. And I do that all over the world. That's my number one way to add luxury into my travel without spending an extra dime. Number two, I pack my favorite luxury products from home. I have to take my skincare. Y'all know I have to take my skincare. That makes for every trip that I go on a little bit more luxurious by default, because I'm bringing my luxury products from home. Even somehow, if I find myself in not an ideal place to stay, I don't know, some kind of way the hotel is just all right or something like that. When it's time for me to get in the bathroom and do my night routine and things like that, and I have my products from home, it just automatically like luxury. Like even if it's like, I don't know about this bathroom, this kind of thing. Even if it's like that, once I pull my products out and once the bathroom smells amazing because I brought my like favorite bar soap or Lush, soap from Lush, and it makes the bathroom smell fragrant and all of that, I'm telling you, it makes a big difference. So on top of bringing your own luxury items from home, you can also bring like a nice little pillow mist, just small travel size, lavender pillow mist, whatever scent that you love, and have that and add that. Spray your pillow. That adds a little luxury to your trip as well. Or if you have bath products that you use, but you have like the large size, get the travel size bar soap of your favorite scent. And you can travel with that as well from some of the perfume brands and things like that. Another tip to add luxury to your travel without adding a dime is to bring luxurious pajamas. Yes. Not anything heavy like your robe, but I say typically a bedtime set of washable silk pajamas. Remember, I pack light and I'm not adding bulk, but I want to, when I go to sleep, I just want to feel a little bit more luxurious, right? So the easiest thing to do that is to pack a nice pair of washable silk pajamas. For me, that means shorts and a top or shorts and a cami or even a slip. Actually, slips are out of fashion. They should have never gone out of fashion. A short slip is the best thing to sleep in, nice and cool, and packs like this, tiny, no space at all. But anyway, back to pack luxurious pajamas, and you will feel like you are already on a luxury vacation, at least when you get ready to go to sleep. If you're staying in a hotel and you're already paying for the hotel, and if the hotel has like decent service, we're not talking 5-star, not even 4-star, you might even be a 3.5 in Europe. You can still ask them to do a little extra. Like if their service is decent, you can ask for extra chocolates on the pillow at night, those types of things. I mean, if it's little things that they're providing already, ask for a little bit extra, just have them throw that in while you're traveling. It just gives you like, I'm a little bit more special while I'm on my trip. Another way to add luxury to your trip is to get your alone time. It doesn't matter if you are traveling a group, you're traveling with family, a lot of excursions and all that. It takes a lot of energy, and getting your alone time is actually a luxury. That time in a new space with yourself. Even if you're solo traveling, I know with solo travel, I would be trying to get a lot of things in, right? And you're meeting people, you're making new connections, you're on these excursions, you got this list, all of that. Give yourself the luxury of time by yourself. I don't care if it's sitting on a balcony. I don't care if it's not getting out the bed for an hour when you first wake up and you're just looking out the window and you just journal and be alone with yourself and your thoughts. Do that. Do that. Just because you are paying to be on a trip does not mean you have to fill every minute with something to do. So it is a luxury to do less. Another very low cost, or sometimes free, depending on if you're in the country or not. If you're in the country, this might be free, but in most cities, this is a luxury for me, and it's very inexpensive outside of the United States, or even in the United States, because you could go to Trader Joe's. I digress. Add fresh flowers to your Airbnb or your hotel room if they don't already have them. So I love to do that. It's just, there's something about coming back to my room once I've been out all day and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. And to see like that fresh bouquet of flowers. And the perfect thing is, unless you're staying a super long time, most of the time, if I'm in Mexico, it's like 1 or 2 weeks. That is really, I can get by with 2 bunches of flowers, meaning the first week, they're going to last like a week, 7 days. Small investment. I have flowers all week, and then I get another bunch for the next week. But that fresh flowers, and I do it in my hotel room as well. That is a wonderful way to upgrade yourself. If you're not staying 5-star, it gives you like 5-star feel to have your own flowers. Have your own flowers in your room. Another creative way and free way, almost free, to add luxury to your trip would be to make your own shareable plate, snack plate for you and a friend, or you by yourself when you go down to the pool. You do not have to stay at a hotel that is going to have poolside service for you to bring your own little snack plate. And the fun thing about that is that you can do that with any of the local stuff that's near your hotel. So the little bakery on the corner, the little gift shop that has chocolates or whatever, little biscuit snacks, cookies, those types of things. Make your own little plate and you can bring that down to the pool area. And believe me, watch when everybody looking at you like, oh, I didn't know they had small plates. Where did you get that from? You'd be like, so sad. You need to make your own. It's a way to add a little bit more luxury. While you're out, you can also picnic in really scenic locations. Picnics are typically free. You get stuff while you're there on the ground. No need to pack anything extra. Super easy way to add luxury. You can have dinner with a luxurious view as many times as you want. And especially in these countries where we travel, where it's super safe, you could be out there until the sun goes down. And now get your bottle of wine, get what you need, and get set up and be done. My next tip is to make a travel itinerary that's all about you. So a lot of times if you travel in groups or travel with family, that type of thing, the itinerary is not about you. It's about what the group leader has put on the list, right, for everybody to do, or what the excursions, like everything is already pre-planned, or at least some of it is pre-planned. But how much fun would it be to make an itinerary that's all about you, all about what you enjoy doing? If you love to read, visit every bookstore in the area because you love it and you love the architecture. Make up your own scavenger hunt to find the 5 bakeries that sell these types of baked goods. You have to be creative and add a little fun to your own life. And those things actually bring luxury to your trips, and you don't spend any extra money. What you're using is this to bring unique experiences to your trip and make it so individualized that I tell you, when you share it with somebody else, they'll be like, you did what? It's one of those where leaning more into yourself, adding luxury for yourself, makes the trip more unique, right? Everybody has climbed Mount Everest, or at least has that on their list, bucket list. At least it used to be. I don't know what it is now. But when you have something to talk about that's very personal to you and a different reason why, like I've always wanted to, I read about this bookstore in England, and this is the history of it. And I'm really into reading and just the literary arts. And so I did this tour that is more of a conversation and tells people more about you than you having something on a list of things to do that everybody else has done. Seriously. So I hope you are liking all of these free tips. If you are, make sure that you like the video and subscribe. I have 2 more tips for you. Actually, I have 3. Scratch that. I have 3 more tips for you. I got tips everywhere. Tips coming everywhere. Travel close to the time of an event, but far enough outside the actual date, and you get some of the ambiance and the vibe of the event that's coming. I've done that before, where I've shown up a few days before the event, like outside of the area that, everyone, all the celebrities and everyone is arriving for the event, which is like 1 or 2 days before it. You're 3 or 4 days out. You're not hitting that hotel rate just yet, but you are getting the vibe. They're setting up. The banners are up. They may have already started blocking streets. Hotels are starting to put up their decor. All of that. They're in prep mode. And I actually enjoy getting a little piece of that, event in the prep mode, even if I'm not attending an event. It adds to the feel of the travel, and you can do that as well and not spend a dime, not spend an extra dime. You can also book your travel around free city events that are huge. So you can specifically travel to different cities around the world close to free events, not events where people are coming and they are booking, spending thousands of dollars to be in specific places like Carnival in Venice or something like that. You're going to look for large local free events, not like the whole world is going there, but something that would be very authentic to that area. Case in point would be, example, go to the Opera Festival in Southeast Italy. It's escaping me now what town it's in, but if you were into opera, going there, the only people that are going to be there are local, pretty much local opera fans. Most people are not flying in for that, right? It's going to be local people that are going specifically for that. And if the town itself is overbooked with locals, you can stay nearby and just get transport for the day to go into that area and come back out. But would not cost you any extra really to participate. You're just being in the area and take advantage of these local city festivals. Now, I have another video that I did that talked more about adding luxury events just in general when you travel, and I will link that up here. And you can watch that video if you have not seen that video. It's a little bit more geared towards events and specifically events in your city and when you travel. But that's if you're on this kind of like, how can I add more luxury into my life in general, not just specifically travel, but different areas of my life, you can watch that video. Now, my number one tip, like very top tip, you thought it was luxury house sitting. It is not luxury house sitting. My number one tip for adding more luxury to your travel is this. Find new and exciting ways to define luxury. Think outside the box of marketing and consumerism. Find what brings you a little extra happiness on any trip. It could be something very small, and you'll always be successful in adding a little more luxury to your travel lifestyle. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to let me know in the comments tip you heard today that you took notes on, or maybe share a tip with me of how you're adding more luxury to your travel, luxury in your travel lifestyle. Share that with me as well. And I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye.